Welcome, friends. Today, we are carrying on with our first impression series on the house of Matiere from Aurélien Guichard. That is right, my friends. Today, we are doing the final three from the sample set I received of Matiere. In case you missed the first video, I won this sample set from David at Fragrance Bros. He sent me this all the way from Alabama, Mobile, I believe it's pronounced. So thank you, David, an OG in the com, a good man. And so, we will continue. Last time out, we tried Falcon Leather, we tried Santal Austral, and we tried Bois Ebene, or Bois d'Ebene, something like that. Gotta be honest, wasn't impressed, and they didn't improve throughout the day. I think they're quite derivative, those three. The Falcon Leather was just a big, bruising, nasty, kind of unoriginal, uninspired kind of thing, you know, kind of weird. It wasn't weird. None of them were interesting enough to be weird, you know. It was kind of boring. Like meh, which is like fatal for a perfume house. If you're making meh, then what's the point? You know, even if you're making weird stuff or different stuff, or it's not just that it wasn't to my taste, it was just felt poor. But not to worry. Today we will try these three, and I have high hopes, especially for Encens Suave. Now I've got to be honest, I've smelled a couple of these before, including Encens Suave, but to claim that I know these perfumes would be a bit of a stretch. I don't think I've ever tried Cologne Cedrat before, and I am imagining I know kind of what this is going to smell like. I'm expecting a cologne-y little number. It was released with the brand in 2019. Of course, it was made by Aurélien Guichard. Who knows how many people he's got working with him, though. I imagine he's not just doing this by himself. Let's see if this one smells like he could be bothered to make it. Top note is bergamot. There's pink pepper, black pepper, and mate or mate in the base. That's nice. Instantly, big bergamot, big fuck off bergamot with pink pepper. Some of the black peppers there. Could have done without the black pepper, to be honest with you. That's actually very nice. How much does this go for? Who knows? I mean, if it's priced the same as the rest, and it shouldn't be, because it's a cologne style perfume, they're always cheaper because they don't last very long, and they're not very, like, there's only so much you can do with a cologne without it stopping being a cologne. Very big bergamot at the top. Nice bergamot, very pleasant. Everything you'd expect from a cologne so far. Little bit of pepper. Excuse me. It's absolutely pouring down here today. This is like the first time, well, it's not, it's like the second time it's rained in about 6 weeks. And here I am sniffing a bloody cologne. This is nice, it's pleasant, but again, it's a bit derivative. It's a bit... You've smelled this before 1,000 times, and by God, you'll smell it again 1,000 times. And I imagine, just a quick glance at the prices on the old Googler, I have Matiere, not Maitre. Matiere Premier. I keep mixing up Matiere Premier and Falcon leather. I'm looking on Selfridges. And the only one they haven't listed is fucking Cologne Cedrat. It's up to 60% off. These are £32 each, these. Dear Barbara, surely not. Parisian Musk. Oh, it's Cologne Cedrat, here we go. How much are you charging for a bottle of this, Selfridges? It's not giving me the size. You can't do anything, can you? Here I am trying to find out how much a fucking bottle of these are. It's becoming a little bit creamier at the minute. So is there something else in here that I should know about? Ooh. So choose an option. 100ml is €205, so it appears to be a little cheaper than the other ones. Let's have a look. What's Radical Rose doing? Oh no, apparently 100ml is €205 on the website. They're considerably more on discounters, so that should tell you everything you need to know about discounters these days. Choose an option. Black pepper oil Madagascar and pink pepper oil from Argentina are used to amplify the fresh spicy facet. Bergamot oil from Italy and Mate Absolute from Paraguay emphasize the tea facet to prolong the freshness. It feels like there's musk in here as well, I've got to be honest. Some kind of, it is a little bit bergamusk, you know. It's got that kind of thing going on. But not to worry. Next up, we have Encens Suave, and for me, this is the one I've been looking forward to, because I have smelled this before, and I like it. And Dura Rose is a massive fan of this. He thinks it's one of the best incenses that he has smelled. He thinks it's, well, I don't know if it's one of the best incenses that he thinks he smelled, but it's certainly one of his favourites, you know? That whole thing between subjectivity and objectivity. And I know that he uses extremely good incense. I think it's Somalian. The sensuality of the incense note is accentuated by Labdanum Absolute from Andalusia and Benzoin Absolute from Laos. The addictive facet is supported by coffee extraction from Venezuela and Vanilla Absolute from Madagascar. Let's see what you've got to say. It is nice, this. Of that there can be no doubt. It's ambery. You get the labdanum, you know? You get the incense. He relies too much on benzoin, this kind of overly creaminess. But it's nice in here, you know? This is nice. I want to try this on skin. So we'll be coming back for a final impressions, ladies and gentlemen. Very kind of heady incense, but a fucking, like, it gets you, like, in the head. You know? It does, and then this vanilla kind of thing, this vanilla benzoin kind of thing makes it, like, takes the edge right off the incense. It's beautiful. This is actually genuinely good. By far and away, this one's the best one from the brand. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. And that is cold. That has come straight out of the fridge. Wow. You know, the really pushed Falcon leather. All the 3 bottles that got sent out were Falcon leather. And if they'd done that with Encens Suave, right, then more people would have been more inclined to try the brand, I suspect. Because this is really nice, especially at first impression. It's got something a little bit of Baby Cat about it. If you've ever smelled Baby Cat by YSL. But it's more than that. This is very good, and it'll be going on skin during a final impressions video. There's a lot of the labdanum shows up first, and then the incense and the Bounds Away vanilla thing start doing the dance, and the labdanum's there, but then it sort of retreats and it becomes like an anchor for the rest of the perfume, you know. And finally, we will try Radical Rose. I've tried this one. I think I tried it with Eugene on his stream, because me and him tried it, you see. And the rose note here is actually really jammy and tart and quite nice. But it's let down by the rest of the perfume, right? It feels as though the saffron patchouli thing just smells like it's been lifted out of another perfume and just gone plonk, put this lovely rose in with just plonk it on top of this overly done, overly worked perfume DNA that's been done, that it's got some kind of Akigala amber wood half-breed thing going on. It's almost got like a raspberry facet to it. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. It's tart, it's jammy. It's pleasant. I can imagine a lot of people being, I don't want to say suckered in, because that's not the right way of putting it, but pulled in by it, taken in, you know. I imagine a lot of people would like, on first smell, on first impression, that rose is actually really pleasant. And it is pleasant, it is nice. These three are considerably better than the first three, which is completely arbitrary, because they could have been put in the box any other way, you know. So it wasn't planned this way. These are just the two. Like, the first three were pretty dire, if I'm being honest with you. These three are a massive improvement. I might try Radical Rose on my hand again, but it does smell a little bit like the Ostens Rose that I tried. It's just a little bit like nothing. You've already smelled these things before, you know. Cologne Cedrat's nice, but the Cedrat, the bergamot is just becoming very weak there, and it's got this kind of musky normalness. Encens Suave, that genuinely bears scrutiny. That will go on skin, and I will be back. It's Tuesday today. I'll probably come back Thursday or Friday and do a final impressions. And Radical Rose. Saffron's becoming more apparent there. The rose, it's that rose saffron combination with the patchouli in the background that we've smelled 1,000 times before, you know. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed these first impressions, my friends. I hope you will join me for my final impressions coming up soon, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.